Hello, I'm going to present my first affirmative rebuttal on the following topic. The United States federal government should increase its development of Earth's moon in one or more of the following areas: energy, minerals, and or water. I will refute the following arguments made by the negative and provide reasoning for each refutation. Um, the first one is the first argument made by my opponent is the argument states energy poverty isn't due to a lack of energy. It is due to, isn't due to a lack of energy in the world. It is a lack of access to energy. Um, I find this to be a false claim. While it is true that many people that are in energy poverty live in areas where there is a lack of modern technology, I believe if we are able to generate an abundance of energy, it would in turn make energy costs decrease and allow energy to be more accessible. The second argument that my opponent states is solving energy poverty is only an act of kindness and would not lead to profits. This statement made by my opponent is an ethical issue. We should not let people die just because it will not lead to profit. Also, if we continue to let energy poverty exist, it will disable large parts of the world and populations of the world from developing. Third argument my opponent makes is the lunar ring and the helium-3 are too expensive and there are better alternatives. My opponent provides weak sources to prove that they are too expensive. He compares the prices of putting solar panels on a house to the cost of putting solar panels on the moon. This is not a relevant comparison. The fourth argument my opponent states is consequences will come from monopolizing the moon. I do agree that there are politics involved in going to the moon. However, the citation provided by my opponent states that China has a monopoly on rare earth elements. This has nothing to do with mining helium-3 on the moon. However, this brings up the importance of the United States developing energy on the moon. If the United States can monopolize helium-3, it will in turn make us more powerful and wealthy, a more wealthy country, which is not a bad thing, as my opponent believes it will be. Fifth argument that my opponent states is better solutions, such as harvesting body heat as an alternative to helium-3 and the lunar ring. Helium-3 and the lunar ring have potential to provide enough energy to power the entire world. They would also stop the use of fossil fuels and save the world from dangers of climate change. Body heat is not a better alternative to this. It will not allow the world to rely on clean energy alone. Forbes.com states that current technology for converting body heat into electricity is capable of producing only a few milliwatts. It's 1/1000th of a watt, which is enough for small things such as heart rate monitors and watches. So it's a very little amount. The sixth and final argument that my opponent makes is we might not be able to utilize helium-3. However, helium-3 can be used as an energy source, and it is false to say that it cannot. IO9.com states that helium-3 fusion process is not simply theoretical. The University of Wisconsin-Madison Fusion Technology Institute successfully performed fusion experiments combining two molecules of helium-3. Estimates place the efficiency of helium-3 fusion reactions at 70%, outplacing coal and natural gas electricity generation by 20%. So therefore, again, I'm going to refute all the arguments that my opponent made, and that's all I have.